Thanks for staying tuned. I'm Stanford Howard with this edition of the HGP Sportscast. We tell you now, President of the Athletics Association of Guyana, Aubrey Hudson, rates last year's performance of Guyana's athletes as moderate, despite winning a few medals at the Hgptv Games and one gold medal at the Commonwealth Games. Find out more in this report. A few issues were brought up in terms of athletics when President of the Guyana Athletics Association, Aubrey Hudson, sat down with HGP Sports on Wednesday. The AAG president believes that 2018 has been a better year than 2017, mainly because of the achievement of more medals at the Hgptv Games and a gold medal at the Commonwealth Games. He was asked about what the association is doing to improve standards of local athletes.
We set our standards. We know that every athlete is going to feel that he should have been on a team, but we set our standards particularly for the Hgptv Games. And once you make those standards, we tell you pack your bags, you're going. This year, we have looked back at our standards, make them a little more comfortable, but yet giving us a competitive edge once we get to Hgptv. So we expect more athletes to qualify this year for Hgptv Games. What we have to depend now is on the kindness of the government of Guyana to continue to assist us the way they did in 2018. With the same kind of help so that we can get a good team going to Hgptv in Cayman Islands this year.
Additionally, the association is looking to encompass field events more since it has been giving Guyana more recognition.
We have Tridors getting Commonwealth gold at the triple jump. Chantal Bright is a big name at the Hgptv Games in the long and triple jump. Princess Brown coming back with a medal too in the jumps as well. So we have a good set of jumpers. Leslie Beard, our new national record holder, did well last year as well. He set a new national record and came up with good hardware from the South American Games. So, field events, yes, we've been giving it equal play, but most of our athletes gravitate to the track, and we don't want to say, well, look, go do field, but we look at both of them equally.
Touching on the developmental meet program for 2019. The AAG president said it looks promising since the start of the first one last week. And from the numbers that came from that meet, some 80 athletes have been already selected for a camp this weekend. And this will see them being exposed to some of the elite coaches in the system. The president also addressed some of the issues the association has to face when it comes to outlying areas being involved in the developmental meet.
Coming out of Borbies, the issue with Borbies I continue to see is that they would come to schools nationals in large numbers, but when we hold our developmental meets or track meets at Lenora or Georgetown, 3 or 4 of them show up. So we're taking the meet to them now so we can see who is in that area. So we can invite them now to come down to the camp or to another camp coming up later on. And really and truly give them the kind of training that they can have an equal opportunity of representing Guyana like the other athletes who are residing in Georgetown and Linden. I think very often we think on the coast we know what's best for them in the interland, and I think it's the other way around. Managing interland athletes and track and field in the interland areas is a very, very difficult task. And because of the vastness of the area, you'll find one athlete here and another 30 miles, you find another one. How do you appoint one coach to deal with those athletes? How do you get them out when it takes 3-4 days of traveling, to get to the coast and then to get them back in? I know in the past the Athletics Association would have invested heavily in people like Ricardo Martin and Kai Khan and these guys. And you invest in them and then they wake up one morning and decide, thanks for the investment, we're going in the gold bush.
For the HGP Sport, I am Stanford Howard. We now switch our attention to boxing. The Guyana Boxing Association will be kick-starting its events for 2019 with the Patrick Ford Memorial Tournament. Samuel Gillis files this report.
Guyanese lightweight champion Patrick Ford, 54, suffered a heart attack back in 2011 and died. Last year, a memorial was held for him called the Patrick Ford Memorial by the Boxing Association. This year is no different. This annual memorial will be in full swing on February the 17th at the National Gymnasium. Last year saw 3 countries, Guyana, Suriname and St. Lucia, participating. This year, the same 3 teams have been confirmed to participate. All pivotal divisions are expected to be on display, such as middleweight, lightweight, bantamweight, junior welter, and light heavy. Those are the divisions that the association would have done quite well in at the Caribbean Championship, according to GBA president, so they are trying to push to provide exposure leading up to Panama. The GBA is also looking at honoring Winfield Brathwaite, since he has won a Commonwealth gold medal for Guyana, and he did very well at the amateur level. Ninville said the GBA is trying to host a Winfield Brathwaite competition in recognition of him and what he did for amateur boxing. The card for the Patrick Ford Memorial Tournament lists 15 fights. It starts at 7 p.m. this Thursday. For HGP Sports, I am Samuel Gillis.
Thank you, Samuel. We switch our attention to football. Banks DIH under the Guinness brand launched their 10th Guinness Greatness of the Street tournament on Wednesday at Thirst Park. Find out more in this report.
The Guinness Greatness of the Streets 2019 season is now officially launched, and this year's tournament comes with some changes. The tournament, which usually starts in December, is being played in January, and the first sub-meet, which usually takes place in Georgetown, has been moved to the west side on Friday, the 18th of January. According to brand executive Lee Baptiste, this is the most consecutive running football tournament to date.
A recap of 2018 season would show improvement in a number of areas. We had Goal is Money lifting their game and winning the tournament for the first time. We had record participation from Georgetown and the communities within Georgetown for the Georgetown tournament. In Berbice, we similarly had increased participation from the communities and the teams raising their game to play at a higher level. We also had a first-time winner in Berbice. In Bartica, we had similar performance with increased participation from communities and the teams also. All the submeets mentioned before produced first-time winners.
Baptiste also mentioned that with the success of the tournament, this presses the commitment and the strive for excellence by Banks DIH under the Guinness brand. He noted that Georgetown would be the last sub-meet before the championships. Representative of Colors Boutique, Priyana Damon, said Colors would usually sponsor the competition with clothing apparel and footballs, and that Colors is proud to sponsor the tournament.
I must make mention that it's not just about the competition, but besides, we promote Guinness in general by wearing our Guinness t-shirts proudly and with much anticipation. So on behalf of our Rob Street team, I want to wish all the players good luck and ask that you abide with the rules of the game and please drink Guinness responsibly.
Here's coordinator of the West Demerara sub-meet, Travis Best, who gives an outline of the tournament.
On Friday, the 18th of January, we have 8 games scheduled for the night, 16 participating teams. Of the 16 teams, we have 4 newcomers will be participating in this year's tournament. Out of Podrine, we have Phoenix Ballers. From Denhamstel, we got Up Top Ballers. From Agricola, we have Genoa, and from the east, from Barrestown, we have Young Ballers.
The prize money for the West Coast Division is $500,000 for the winner. Second place, $250,000. Third place, $200,000. And fourth place, $100,000 Guyana dollars. For the HGP Sport, I am Stanford Howard.
And that's all we have for this edition of the HGP Sportscast. But do remember, persistence can change failure into extraordinary achievement.